I was just thinking you were saying earlier how they're shooting cremated remains up to the moon.
Yeah.
Yup.
Isn't that going to confuse the shit out of people if like our civilization dies and then 3,000 years from now they're finding all these cans of humans and like
Yup.
stuff just sitting on the moon there, and we would dig that up today and think, oh, people lived here.
Well, that's us. I don't know that they would necessarily know what they were looking at. Even if it was labeled with a name and a date and all that other, why would anything else know what the hell that was?
Yeah, I mean, Gene Roddenberry is allegedly buried up there. His ashes. So the guy who made Star Trek is on the moon. There's a bunch of weird people on the moon.
Like if I was going to have my cremated dust sent up there, I wouldn't want it just jettisoned out of a pot and just laying there for someone to find. I'd be like sprinkle me on the damn moon.
Yep.
Like you would dumping somebody into a lake or something.
I love that thought though about people finding the ashes on the moon, be like, what was this? It's like when they're gonna dig up transgender corpses in 1,000 years on Earth. Like, what is this? They're like misgender a skeleton. Hopefully not. Hopefully that stuff has been completely wiped out from the lexicon by then.
Time will tell.
But my goodness, yeah. I want to add the people that are burying like Gene Roddenberry and other ashes, human remains on the moon. They also sent up presidents' DNA into space. JFK and George Washington have like DNA samples that they launched into space.
Why?
I think my theory is for the Elon's family to get it and clone them. And they're going to come back with JFK and George Washington. That's just me. That's what I've been thinking about. Why would you do it? Why would you send the DNA of dead presidents into space? Maybe there's.
What if you wanted to start over and you on Mars with the founders all over again and have them create a Elon society with the new founders?
Oh, you're talking. Now you're talking.
You bring these guys back now, they're going to be pissed.
Unless they've been conditioned to think otherwise.
How?
What if they look the same, but they've been brainwashed to be bad? And now you have bad JFK and bad George Washington. Now we have to like bring back good ones here to fight it. How else do you do it?
So we're placing them on the shelf of like Biden clones.
I mean, there's a lot of those. So we have to get another shelf, but yeah.
I don't know,
it's
man.
Weird thought.
It's a great thought. I love it. I love it. They are turning the moon into a graveyard, 100%. I do think there's something there. Just because I say it's fake doesn't mean there's not. There's something up there, and it's covered in human ashes, and also Chinese people building a nuclear power plant on the dark side of the moon.
Hey, do you mind if I touch on? I want to tell you. I think I might have a ghost like in my shop, so I want to get to that. But I wanted to touch on the Charlie Kirk stuff real quick, if you don't mind.
No, of course.
So I regularly go to this grocery store. It's right outside of Portland, Oregon. It's real like high class. You'd think there's a Tesla dealership in the parking lot. There's like that many Teslas there. It's that kind of place, right?
Yep.
The other day I was playing, I don't know who it was, Tim Pool, Crowder, it could have been a number of people, but I was playing a video where they were talking about it, and it was in my car, and it was pretty loud, and I was standing like 12, 15 feet away, smoking a cigar, kind of hanging off to the side. I had a while to wait, and just seeing the sneers and the comments, and I didn't say anything. I didn't interact with anybody. They didn't even know it was like me, because I was pretty far away from the car. But people were like literally couldn't handle that playing. They would stop and like look around and stuff. And these are like middle-aged people with money in their bank accounts, driving nice cars, and it's really strange to see. It was like almost like they just had to sneer at it as they went by, and it was obviously you can't read everybody's intentions, but it was very obvious on some people like what was going through their head,
Yeah.
It's just pretty gross.
Oh yeah, it's very gross. It's very discouraging, demoralizing. Been seeing it, I continue to see it, and it's not good for these people's souls, man.
My girlfriend, she graduated high school, went to UFO and stuff, and so she sees all these people that came from these places that are still on her Instagrams and Facebooks and things. And she doesn't interact with any of it, but she shows me like how the threads are going, even like your local next door groups and things, man. And it makes us feel sick here because we're surrounded by these people. And it's always been, we always knew that, but it's never been so apparent that we're living, not, it doesn't feel like with neighbors that disagree with us anymore. These people, like, it's palatable, like they hate you.
Yeah, see,
you know, and
I've been thinking about that. You're right, because I keep referencing 2020 and how it felt when the world shut down and everyone, half the country seemed like they didn't care if you died. But it was still like sort of an abstract, like very surreal thing going on, despite the very real violence and the riots and the fires. You know, it was something that seemed a little further away, even though we were all locked down to some degree, depending on where you were.
It was like the blip in Endgame.
Right.
Like
But
Infinity
now,
War, where everything leaves and it's just desolate for 5 years.
Right.
You know, they're talking about whales swimming in the Hudson, you know, like you're seeing, we
Yes.
saw similar wildlife returning to
the
like
skies were clear
urban
again.
areas where
Yep.
they're not usually at,
Yep.
you know, deer in the city, you know, type stuff.
Yep.
And everything was kind of getting like, okay, I'm going to come back now because humans aren't everywhere. And
Which is also what happens in Leftovers. Wild dogs. Dogs who were on leashes with people who had been raptured were loose and then became wild dogs. There's a pack of wild dogs roaming the streets. But what's going on now is like all that weirdness and the absurdity has like it's very much all of it's at the surface now. And now people are like, everyone's on edge and reality has completely dissolved. Like there's just no reality. I mean, we believe in a reality. We know there's an objective reality, but there's no consensus on reality anymore, even amongst political factions. So it's making it even heightened how paranoid and violent and surreal everything is. And you're seeing people react like ghouls to a death of an innocent man. And you're like, man, how can you deny spiritual warfare at this point?
And it's another thing that's disheartening is that there's like only one path that I see like people going to is, you know, is authoritarian figures. Those, I told you that story about the cops when that lady tried to kidnap my kid and they kicked me down to the ground and you know, removed me from the mall and let the kidnapper walk.
Terrible.
Those are the people that we're going to have to hand all the power and authority to. That's what's being talked about to stop this, you know. And we got, once they have it, I mean, we're stuck with that, and we have to do something. And it's just so weird because politically, like if there were Proud Boys surrounding any institution like they are the ICE facilities and assaulting and shooting at people, at the very minimum, like they would, Republican senators and would be forced to condemn it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they deflected and refused to even like take it up as a, like, you know, the Antifa is an idea thing, like they wouldn't allow that. They'd come in with like Apache helicopters before they let conservatives just like, you know, organize and attack buildings like that. I just don't see, it doesn't seem like we're playing the same game at all.
We're not.
You know,
no,
We're not playing the same game.
that's a fair point.
And there's multiple games being played, and there's games being played that we don't even see right now. You know,
Plans within plans.
yes. And part of that, yeah, that's baked into the plan is the game that you don't even understand right now. And people need to pay attention to that too. That's why, I mean, somehow we have to have some sort of unification. Don't know how, because we're occupying separate dimensions in the same location.
Yeah, and we spend, you know, 7 and 8 days out of our week going against each other in any way possible.
Yep. Every day it's getting worse. And man, God,
used to be they would, sorry.
No, it's all good. UFO, dude.
It used to be they would divide us on election seasons. You know, being from Portland, I just saw the rioting spike and go down and spike and go down with the weather and the elections, midterms. We're so solidified now that I can't live in the same room with people that think about kids the way they do. You know, we don't have to go through all the things, or, you know, my right to bear arms or any of these things. Like we're so, they separated us in so many ways, but the lines seem, you know,
yeah, because even their normal beliefs that they're willing to say out loud are a direct corruption of the innocence of your child, and they don't see it that way because they see it as they're willing. This is how they help their child. You know, I'm talking about the gender stuff, the mutilation stuff, you know, the drugs, different schools, books, how you view history. Like everything about what they think is objective reality, we know is wrong, but they think it's objective, you know? So we can't even agree on past and present, and we can't agree on science, and can't agree on anything. I don't know how you can coexist with that. But I do want to say I still have friends who don't agree with me politically. And I was thinking about that a lot lately because I do talk a lot about how I lost a lot of friends during COVID. But I do still have friends, and I know there's small hope out there for some people. You know, and some of these people said some pretty wild stuff to me before, but I try to have a capacity for forgiveness.
I've seen people say some pretty wild shit just to the general public and like posts, and I'm like, dude, you're done. Like,
I know.
You're out of here. I'm sorry.
I know.
And I've never been one to remove someone from my life based off of their like political rationales, things like that. I'm generally fair. Believe what you want. It's fine. Be whatever you want. It's fine. I don't care. But like when you're advocating for something like murder, and things like this, and the shoe doesn't fit on the other foot when it comes back around, that's where I'm like, all right, dude, you need to. You're not a person that I want to know.
Yeah, and
sorry.
If you have kids, you know, like you're saying, they're a danger to your children. Just because these little ideas, I can't stress this enough. For anyone out there who cares about this and is thinking about spiritual warfare, C.S. Lewis's book, it's very small. The Screw Tape Letters is a great example of how bad, it's demons in the book, but you could apply it to anything. How, let's just say, evil can whisper little things in your ear to get you to do one bad thing after another until it accelerates and escalates into something worse and worse and worse. And that is, in my opinion, that's happening all the time, and all of us are under attack by that stuff constantly. And it's why I think the left has been driven to complete madness.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to live here. It's just, we all experience this differently, but to live here and you know, the heart of this crap is it makes your stomach turn. You know?
It's crazy to be behind enemy lines.
Yeah. So hey, if you don't mind, if we got time, can I tell you my my ghost stuff going on? Let's
do it. We'll try to get to another caller. If you can do it quickly, we'll do it. If not,
how much time? Hey, I tell you what, you got enough for probably one good call, so I'll just let you go there, and then I'll tell you next time.
All right, perfect. Because we always love hearing from you, man, and you know where to call us, and we will make sure you get back on to give us that story.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Looks like you guys are growing, man. Congratulations.
Thanks,
and
man.
I just real quick before I leave, Ian, when you were gone, Ian was on the show, and he kind of admitted that he deflected a hurricane and destroyed North Carolina on purpose to protect his friends. And I don't know how you feel about that after you kicked like Big Cloud in the balls all day the other day.
Yeah,
that's Ian deflecting a hurricane to kill people, but you guys are still friends. I think you should talk to him.
That's why I'm actually laughing, is because I didn't even think about that until you just said it like that, and I'm like, oh my god.
He did just leave a comment, I think, on the Cloud conversation yesterday, where it was a GIF and Ian said, "I am the storm," and now it makes sense.
No, and if you watch that show, there's a point where I kind of stop in the middle of it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, did you just like, are you openly admitting to like actually affecting, like you actually control weather patterns? And he's like, oh yeah, totally. And I'm like, well, dude, you know, it was one of those things like we asked that guy about the morality where he thought like. He's like, yeah, I brought this up the night before, and then someone died the next day, and he was blaming himself. And I'm like, are you putting this on yourself that you rerouted this hurricane to a city, and now all these people are dead? You think that's your fault? And I think he did actually, to some degree, blame himself for that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's a felony of probably multiple.
And he admitted it. And he admitted on the show. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely multiple counts of manslaughter.
Okay. Interesting.
With intent.
Take it easy, fellas. I enjoy watching all the time, and just thanks for giving us a voice to say what we got to say. So peace out, fellas.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for
Have a great
being here.
night.